All right, guys, so if you haven't heard yet, Apocalypse is getting some new awakened abilities here. After you get him to 7 stars and you're able to access the apocalyptic difficulty at the very end of it, you're going to be able to unlock some awakened abilities for this character. Now, the question is whether or not this finally makes him worth it in Marvel Strike Force for the year-long grind that some people have already completed, and then for some of us who still haven't gotten that 7-star Apocalypse up, and will be quite some time. We'll just enjoy our baby Apocalypse until then, right? But we're going to discuss whether or not this now makes the character worth it. And also, I'm curious too if some of these abilities may sort of prompt the change to maybe what ISO you want to run on them. Let's have a conversation and talk about it here. But if you've missed this blog post, this came out here and talked about as the epic conclusion to the Age of Apocalypse, we have added the final chapter to the apocalyptic difficulty of Apocalypse's saga. Conquering this battle will allow players who have acquired a 7-star Apocalypse to unlock his awakened abilities. Sorry guys, my voice is going a little bit here. I'm a little under the weather. With it, a fully awakened Apocalypse will be a terrible presence on the battlefields of Marvel Strike Force and do justice to the legendary Marvel villain. Listen, we'll be the judge of that, okay? You're getting ahead of yourself. But let's take a look at some of the abilities here. So the awakened ability upgrade for the basic attack. So now he's going to be able to attack adjacent targets. So before it was just attacking primary targets. This is when he pulls out the big old samurai sword. Now he's going to be attacking adjacent targets for 400 damage and then getting that 100% drain. I like this actually. I like the additional targets. Of course, a 7 and 4 Apocalypse is definitely going to be doing more damage than a 5 and 2 Apocalypse. So that basic is going to have a little bit more weight to carry with it now. The reason why I said maybe you want to, this might prompt some players to probably run a little bit of a different ISO here, is that, listen, multi-target hits usually make me feel like I should at least consider the Raider ISO, right? So I'm kind of wondering now, I'm like, with Apocalypse, do we switch him over to a Raider? And then maybe do we run back Red Hulk as a striker? But the thing about it is, like, if you're throwing out these vulnerables, and if you throw Raider on Apocalypse and then you're getting these vulnerables out there, that's also going to make sure that somebody like Kang the Conqueror can take advantage of those vulnerables, right? Because he likes those to feed on those vulnerables. Same thing with Morgan Le Fay. You can take advantage of that as well with being able to get the additional health steal on the basic attack with the vulnerable. So I actually think it's a consideration. Probably players still going to want to run Striker on him, but at least think it's a little bit of a consideration here to potentially run the Raider ISO on him and maybe switch Red Hulk to Striker. I don't know, but you also got to be careful with these ions, right? Because you know that there's a rumor there's going to be another year-long legendary thing. I think Tana put out a video about that recently as well. So maybe you still want to be very careful with your ions. Let the big people do it, and then we'll kind of go from there, right? Now, if we're looking at the special ability where he's now, that's the one where he pulls out the big old drill. Now he's going to be able to apply 2 vulnerables, +2 offense down, +2 defense down to the primary and then the secondary target. So this may be a way for you to kind of negate wanting to throw the Raider ISO, right? Because if you do the special, if you do the ultimate, you can still get the vulnerables out there anyways, right? Especially with the special because of the 2 vulnerables. Maybe you don't want to run the Raider ISO then, but now they're making sure that you're guaranteed to get the vulnerables down there. And I think they know a lot of players are probably running Kang, so they want to take advantage of that. And most likely this is probably also going to benefit future characters that they're going to release as well. But I like this. The vulnerable is nice. It doesn't really do a ton of more damage, but it does give you a little bit more control here with the offense down, with the defense down as well. So I think this actually might be a good thing, which then also makes sense as to why they changed some things here with the ultimate attack. Although I don't necessarily know if I like the ultimate. So with the ultimate ability, you're lowering the ability energy to cost 8. So before, I believe it cost, what was the cost? 10 on the ultimate ability. All right, so sorry, we clicked on the wrong button there, but we were able to find the ultimate without the awakened ability here, and the total cost was initially 10, and now the cost is going to be 8 when you equip and get the awakened ability here. I'll be honest, like from a defense perspective, I probably prefer if you would do the special first, get the safeguard, the immunity up before actually doing the ultimate. Now you're getting the ultimate off rip, which of course is going to land the trauma and all that as well. I just think that this, I don't know, I just like the special going off first for a few different reasons. So I don't know if I like the fact that it's lowering the ability cost, but at least it's giving you the option on offense to be able to use the ult first or use the special first, depending on what happens in the matchup, which Apocalypse goes first, but things like that, right? That could definitely be a factor. So then on top of that too, they're making sure that they're filling the speed bar for himself by 40%, which means that he's going to be able to do that awaken basic attack a little bit faster. So, I mean, this actually could be very beneficial. Although I do still feel like, I don't know, what are your thoughts, guys? Like, do you think that the lowering of the ability energy cost is a good thing, or do you think it's a bad thing? I think it's not great on defense, in my opinion, but I want to know what your thoughts are here. But that seems relatively good so far. And then with this passive ability here on any character's turn, if this character does not have ability block, he's going to heal himself and all allies by 1%. So that's actually when any 10 characters take a turn on the field. So this could actually be meaningful towards the end. First time this character drops below 50%, he's not going to gain defense up for 3 turns. And he's gaining additional max health, max damage, and giving other allies max health and max damage as well. So overall, if we're looking at all the abilities and all the things that he's able to do here, he's definitely a better character. My thing is, though, he should have already had these abilities. So the fact that he had to get awakened abilities to be this good is a little frustrating, I think, for the player base. And of course, a lot of players are gonna have to take quite some time to be able to get to that 7-star Apocalypse, while we're probably gonna be start on this quest now to get Nova soon, and quest to be able to get some of these other characters here. Dark Dimension 6 that's coming up. It kind of seems like we should have already been done with this already, instead of kind of just waiting to kind of get this done now, because maybe players probably still don't have the ions and stuff like that to be able to do this. And also the gear tier 17, and we know gear tier 18 is coming, right? But yeah, I mean, does it make it worth it now after this year-long grind? Yes, but like, it's like, it doesn't feel that great because of how long you had to wait and how much work they had to put in, because I don't know if this awaken abilities was something that they had desired to do before, or if they decided to make these awaken abilities because players are unhappy with the kit for Apocalypse. Like, that's the question that I do have here. But do you think this is now worth it? I think it's a yes, but it's also not a yes by much, right? I think, like, if you're putting it on a grading scale, like, it's like 40%, 45% no, 55% yes. I think it's worth it if you ask me. But what are your thoughts, guys? Do you think this is good enough for you to say, okay, well, this year-long grind was definitely worth it? Maybe I'm too jaded. That's also very true. I've been playing Marvel Strike Force for quite some time. So what the hell do you expect from me? Of course, I'm going to be jaded. All right, guys, well, listen, appreciate you watching the video. Like and subscribe for more content here on the channel. Hit the notification bell so that you know when the videos do go live. Check out the links that are down below in the description. And until next time, guys, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe.